Oh my gosh, like seriously, I just can't even believe this. Hey everyone, this is Lady Sweetheart and welcome back to the Disney Princess Challenge. So we have actually a lot going on in this episode. Cinda just gave Tiana a bath. That part's not the part that's a lot going on though, but when she was doing so, she actually went into labor. So we will be meeting the new addition to the Louis family, and we will also be aging up little Tiana this episode into a child, well, and Charlotte as well. I did go ahead and send James to work because I figured since we already did the realistic birth thing when Tiana was born, I didn't feel like it was really necessary to do it again. And honestly, I didn't really want to mess with it. I mean, it takes like a whole sim day, and I just didn't want to deal with all that. So we will take a gander here at Cinda having her baby. Well, we won't really take a gander. That sounds so bad. Like, we're not going to watch her actually give birth. Anyway, we're going to meet the new baby here. I'm in a very weird mood today. I'm just going to let you all know. And it's a boy. Yay. So now we have a little girl and a little boy. So because we know that poor James is going to meet a pretty tragic fate, I thought it would be cool to name the new baby after him. And the name that I thought would work well is, oh my gosh, my fingers are not in the right spot. Jameson, which actually would work, I think, for a girl or a boy, but we're just going to name him Jameson Louis after his dear old dad. All right, and there is little Jameson, who also, just like his sister before him, is born with a very unrealistic skin color. They gave the baby a very unrealistic skin tone, which, as you recall, they did the same thing for Tiana when Tiana was born. So I really wish they would fix that glitch. But yeah, once James comes home from work, I am going to go ahead and have them throw a little party for Tiana, as well as Charlotte. So we'll invite Charlotte and Doc over. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe even Noel and Nivea, since this is their grandchild. They'd probably want to meet the new baby anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so it says that James just came home from work, so I'm going to get him situated, and then we can hopefully throw the birthday party. I also wanted to show you the cake that I had Cinda make for the party, because I think it is absolutely perfect for a Tiana cake. This is a frog cake. And this is part of the Granny's Cookbook recipe mod. So if you're interested in getting that for your game, that is where you can find it. And you all know I have sung the praises of this Granny's Cookbook. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Granny's Cookbook mod so many times, but it's just so nice because it adds so many extra recipes to the game. And just little things like that. Like instead of just basic, boring cakes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and have Cinda throw a little party. I'm still trying to figure out this new, well, I say new, it came out in like July, but I haven't been playing a lot, as you all know, but I'm still trying to figure out this new phone menu. It definitely confuses me. I kind of liked the old one better, honestly. I get what they were trying to do. Oh, and also, I just thought of this, seeing where Cinda is standing. But yeah, we want to do... Oh, that's right. We actually managed to get a gold at that tragedy of a toddler playdate we had last time. I don't know how we got gold on that, but we did. We'll just make Tiana the birthday sim. We will age up Charlotte as well, though. And yeah, we'll invite Nivea and Noel. I don't want it to be a super big party because in my experience... the bigger you make the party, the more glitchy it is, and the more things get messed up, and the more difficult time it is to control your Sims, and I just don't want to deal with all that. That's the basic theme of today's episode, if you can't tell. I just don't want to deal with all that. I'm in that kind of mood today. Okay, this is the one we want. We want our house. I thought about having it at Doc's penthouse because, you know, he obviously lives in a super nice place, but I wanted James and Tiana to have a chance to cook together after she becomes a child, and I know how they get. If you try to cook at someone else's house, they get all butthurt about it, and again, I just didn't want to deal with all that. But yeah, you'll see off screen, I did go ahead and make a little room for Tiana when she becomes a child, and I figured this would just be her teen room as well. I tried to kind of base it off of the kind of room she has in the movie. I didn't want to make it like an exact replica or anything, but like I just tried to make it look like, you know, it had some similarities. So I almost said in the book, in the movie, she has a purple bed. I was surprised. I thought it would be green, but it wasn't. It was purple. She also has one of these little like walk-in closets when she comes in. So I just kind of designed it that way. It's pretty bare bones because as you probably know, we don't have that much money in this family. So I did the best I could, basically. And does little Tiana have her party outfit? Oh, she does. That's super cute. It's been such a long time since they've given her outfits. I really don't remember what they look like. So it does look like we have some guests here already. Nivea and Noel. Nivea, who's dressed super inappropriately for the weather. You can tell it was summertime the last time I played with her household. Grandpa Noel looks a little bit more appropriately dressed, but super ticked off. So who knows what's going on with that. I mean, he is the king now, so there's probably a lot of things that might irritate you when you're king. Doc is out here having one little last play with his toddler, Charlotte, because, you know, obviously he's not going to get to do this when she becomes a little girl. A child, I mean. Like, she's a little girl now, but you know what I mean. Like, a child girl. All right, so now that I've managed to get everyone more or less in the same room, I am going to have James help Tiana blow the candles out so that we can age her up into a child. With a little frog cake here. I was going to have James, after Tiana ages up, why are you putting her down? That's not what I told you to do. Once again, help Tiana blow the candles out. But yeah, I was going to have James make a dinner for everyone, but like everyone's going and grabbing their own food. Kind of rude, but whatever. All right, so we are going to age little Tiana up into a child. I'm super excited because the older she gets, the closer we're going to get to actually being able to do her story. Because, you know, her story doesn't really start until she's a young adult. So, oh, now Cinda's playing with Charlotte. That's sweet. All right, Tiana, are you going to age up? You're doing a lot of walking around. There we go. I feel like people weren't really paying much attention, but, you know, I don't know why. I've noticed, maybe y'all have too, but like, I feel like for the toddler birthdays, the Sims don't really pay that much attention to that in the game, and I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, we need to pick something for Tiana. I do think for her aspiration, I think creativity is probably the closest for her because she wants to be a chef. So I think that one makes sense. But I'm just kind of trying to figure out what her trait would be because as a toddler, she was independent and I felt like that was perfect for her, but I'm not so sure there's an equivalent for child Sims. Like anything that would be perfect like that for her. I'm thinking either self-assured or squeamish, because if you do remember in the movie, she does get very squeamish about the frog. So, you know, maybe we'll give her squeamish. I might change it when she gets older and more traits open up. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But for now, I think that works. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have to give her a makeover. But, you know, at least she's the right skin tone. So there's always that. And I'm hoping we'll be able to age Charlotte up as well. Oh, we can't. Can she help her blow the candles out, maybe? Yes, she can. Awesome. I'm so glad that that option was available. I wasn't sure if it was. I don't believe I've ever tried to age up a toddler that wasn't in my household before, so I didn't know if it would work. Oh my gosh, she's such a doll. I'm really excited to give her and Tiana their makeovers. Like, y'all know, that's one of my favorite parts of the game. But yeah, like, everyone just walks away. I mean, at least her daddy is there to watch. That's something. Okay, why are we getting a message about Tiana playing video games? Like, we're trying to enjoy Charlotte LaBouffe becoming a child, okay? Oh, that's right. Like, there's no trait to pick or anything because she's not in our household. Anyway, let's pop into cast really fast before I do the makeover and just kind of see what we're working with. Okay, so here is Tiana as the game aged her up with ridiculous amounts and types of CC. As what tends to happen, you have tons of CC like I do, so let's take all of that off and see the base of her. Oh my gosh, like I feel like she's super cute, and I feel like with, you know, a little makeover. She's just going to be adorable. So I am going to go ahead and throw myself into this makeover, and I will meet you all back when I am finished. Okay, so I am finished with Tiana's makeover. I actually even gave Charlotte a bit of a makeover, but obviously we're most interested in Tiana's here. So this is Tiana as a child. I tried to stick with her classic little pigtails, and I just thought these looked super cute, but she is a beautiful little girl. I honestly didn't have to do that much with her. The biggest struggle with her makeover, honestly, has been finding the right color green. I don't know why, but it seems like just the classic regular grass green type of color that Tiana wears in the movie is so hard to find in little girls' clothes, and I'm not sure why that would be. I found a lot of like the more like jade green kind of clothes. Oh my gosh, her formal outfit is so cute. This is actually a different day than the day that I actually went through and did her makeover. So like some of these outfits are probably going to be a little bit of a surprise. But you'll see I didn't get it quite perfect. Oh, and some of them have more than one category. So she has 2 sleepwears, it looks like. But yeah, I didn't get the color green quite perfect for everything, but I really did my best. It just was a little more challenging because it was really hard to find just like a regular green like we see Tiana wear in the movie. So anyway, I do really hope that you like what I did with her. And once we get back in game, I should be able to show you Charlotte as well. Okay, so I did want to show you Charlotte. I didn't do all of her outfits just because obviously, oh, I wasn't trying to click away, sorry. Just because obviously we're not going to be seeing as much of her, you know, she's not quite the main focus. She's not the main focus of this gen, but we are going to see enough of her that I did want to make sure to give her a proper makeover, at least for the outfits that we'll be seeing. So I did give her an everyday. I believe, yeah, I was going to say, I think I just gave her one. And then I definitely did her party because I feel like anytime Tiana has a party, she'll be inviting best cousin Charlotte over for that. And obviously we know Lottie, she like overdoes it for everything. So I thought this little ball gown thing really made sense, even though it's just for a party. I can't remember. No, I didn't give her. Yeah, I didn't give her swimwear or hot weather. That's right, because it's winter in the game right now. And by the time it warms up in the game, they're going to be teenagers, so there's really no point. But I also gave her a cold weather. Oh my gosh, I love this. I feel like this is so perfect for her. It just looks a little bit bougie, and I can just totally see Charlotte going for this, even as a little girl. So anyway, hopefully you like what I did with the girls, but let's go ahead and get back to the party. All right, so we're back in the game, and I know that pretty much everyone who's come to the party has already grabbed leftovers from the refrigerator, but I really do want to have James cook a meal for everyone. And I'm actually going to have him cook with Tiana because one of the whole things with Tiana's upbringing is she gets this love of food and cooking from her dad and all the times that she spends with her dad. In the movie, I believe they make some gumbo together at one point when she's a child. And I know we don't have gumbo in the game, but we can find something that they can work on together. Maybe this ciappino, I'm probably totally butchering that. I believe that's something Italian, but it looks to me like it has shrimp in it, so it's probably about as close to gumbo as we're gonna get in terms of how it looks in the game. Also, we have like a random flying plate. That's always fun. It looks like little Charlotte came in to check out the new baby, her new cousin. Also, Tiana, you're supposed to be helping your dad. Okay, it looks like she's finally going. Okay, James, why are you not cooking? Watch dance. No. You need to be in there cooking with your daughter. This is like part of the story. It's kind of important. So I guess we can just go out to this adorableness of Tiana helping her dad out here in the kitchen. Although, that being said, she looks miserable. Oh, new sibling. Tiana is in tears after meeting a new sibling she didn't want. I guess she's not very happy about baby Jameson's arrival. I don't know if she just didn't want a sibling or if maybe, oh no, where is there a fire and why? Okay, I don't understand this because can you put out your dad? No. You can call the fire department though. That might be a smart move, actually, instead of just yelling fire. Cinda, can you come out and put your dear husband out? Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't make sense because James actually has like a 10 cooking skill. Like he has a super high cooking skill. So like it really doesn't make sense that he would burn the food. Well, this adorable little scene of cooking together did not work out the way that I wanted. Ah, am I still alive? Oh, I am. I guess you saved me, huh? Thank you so much. Seriously, yikes, that was close. I owe you big time. Oh boy, we got 320 simoleons, which I'm sure is nowhere close to the amount of replacing it. In use? How's it in use? It's like totally broken at this point. I don't understand. Okay, so maybe you can take a shower and maybe we can have poor Tiana, who I'm sure watching her dad burn alive in flames did not help her mood. Maybe you can come in here and, have some adorable scenes with Lottie. Introduction. That's weird because if you look, they actually do have some relationship, but I guess it's because it happened when they were toddlers and the game doesn't really know how to acknowledge that. So I guess come in and give her a friendly introduction. I do really want to build these girls' relationship up. I mean, I think it only makes sense. Cinda's going to bed. Oh my gosh. Girl, you're not that old, okay? You don't need to be going to bed at 8:30 during a party. But Tiana is in here talking with Lottie, and it looks like Uncle Doc. So that's super cute. At least something is going as planned. And it looks like James is finally cleaned up, so maybe they can come out here and cook again. We do have gumbo. How do we have that? Is that like did they add that or is this like a custom content thing? I don't know, but whatever the reason, I'm super happy that we have it. Maybe the fire worked out for the best because this way we can actually make what's true to the movie. Why is there a fire again? No. Okay, this is so. I've never ever, even with Sims with like starting level cooking skill, had 2 fires in a row like this. Like, there's got to be some kind of like bug or glitch or something going on. Like, has anyone else been having this? Because this is super weird. And yeah, I'm gonna check it out, but I don't believe that this is a super low level stove either. Food quality 10, unbreakable. So like, I don't know. I guess we can just use a stove from the game. Maybe the custom content stoves are glitched out. I don't really know. Legitimately, he has a maxed out cooking skill. It really doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, this is the party where nothing is going according to plan. So for the 3rd time, I do have Tiana out here helping her dad make the gumbo. It doesn't look like she is. She's just basically standing here, but we're just going to pretend that she's helping since the game is being not nice and isn't working with us. And there better not be another fire because seriously, I will lose it. Also, just want to point out to you guys, it's midnight because that's how long it's taken me just to try to get this scene of them cooking together. So yeah, James is telling Tiana that what he loves about cooking and food is that it brings people together, it makes them feel happy, all that good stuff. No. Seriously? What is going on, game? Oh my gosh, like seriously, I just can't even believe this. This has got to be some kind of glitch or something because even with no cooking skill, I've never had this happen to a sim, like ever. Well, y'all know I tried. I tried to get this adorable scene of them cooking together. We're just going to pretend like it happened. They've got some great gumbo to eat. I mean, it's 12:30 in the game. I really can't keep messing with this. I think poor Tiana does have school tomorrow. I'm I'm just going to have her grab something from the fridge. You can't get in the refrigerator because there's a fire on the lot? That honestly doesn't make sense. Also, just in case anyone was wondering, we're down to 146 simoleons, so we definitely can't replace the stove now until after James goes back to work tomorrow. Like, we literally burned through like 2,000 and some simoleons. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so it is the next afternoon. It's about 5:25. Tiana is home from school. She just did her homework. James is home from work. So I thought we would try this whole little cute cooking together thing one more time. I actually did a little bit of research to try to figure out what was going on with the whole crazy James setting the fire to the place every time he tried to cook. And on Twitter, what I was told was that it has to do with this wants and fears system, and that if they have a fear of fire, which James obviously does, that can cause them to basically have fires when they cook, even though they might have the best oven available, even though they might have the highest cooking skill available. I think that's nuts. I think that's really stupid. I mean, I'm a very good cook in real life, and I think it's safe to say, like most people, I have a healthy fear of fire. It's not something I want to like just carelessly deal with or be around. And it doesn't make me a bad cook. Like, it doesn't make me set fire to my stove. It's really, really dumb. Like, Sims, this is not the realism that we were looking for when we wanted to add wants and fears. Anyway, sorry, a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a tangent, but it's very frustrating to me because it's not realistic at all. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use our handy dandy UI cheats here, which I don't like to cheat a lot, especially for my on-camera saves. But in this case, it just really makes no sense for James to be afraid of fire, especially since he is so into cooking. It's such a big part of his identity, and it's such a part of Tiana's story. Like, that's not going to work. So we are going to remove that. I did also move the stove because I thought, maybe for some reason, even though it's been fine up till this episode, over here, maybe for some reason, something was going on. I don't know. I thought it couldn't hurt. So we're going to try one more time to see if we can't reenact James teaching little Tiana how to make gumbo. Because we didn't see a lot of Tiana's story as a child, but that was one of the few things that we did see, was that bond that she had with her dad over their love of cooking and how he sort of fostered that love of cooking in her. And I just feel like it's a very important thing to portray here. We'll just pretend that, James is over here telling Tiana, like, how much he loves to cook because it brings people together, because that's what was talked about in the movie. Even though really it looks like Tiana is doing nothing to help her dad, we're just going to pretend that there's some cuteness going on here. I do love that they can help now, but I just wish that the game did a little bit better job of, like, making it look like they're actually helping. And maybe it depends on the recipe too, because I feel like for some of the recipes I have seen the kids like helping like chop ingredients and things like that. Oh my goodness. He managed to do this. They managed to do this without burning the house down. Yay. That must have been the issue. So I'm so thankful. I don't think the people on Twitter who told me what was going on watch the series, but just in case you are watching it, I'm so thankful that you helped me problem solve this because it was driving me nuts. I mean, you all know, little Tiana, she wants to eat her birthday cake, but honey, it's dinner time. You have to eat some regular food too. But yeah, it was driving me nuts. Like, you all know, I'm kind of a perfectionist. And when I get it in my head, like, especially with this series, it is so important to me that I do the original stories justice. Like, I'm not doing like a pure retell of every gen. I'm kind of putting a modern spin on all the stories, but I want to make sure that I include all those moments that we loved in the princess's stories. And so it's really important to me to be able to reenact that. And when things don't go right, like they weren't, it's so frustrating for me. So I'm so glad we got it to finally work. Oh, I want to get a little picture really quick of Tiana with her gumbo. This is Tiana's first gumbo here. This is that moment. Oh, she looks so proud of herself. She also looks very tired. And oh my gosh, does James look super proud of his little girl or what? I mean, look at him. We've had some really good dad representation in the series so far between James and King Noel. I don't know if it will be that way for every gen, but I guess we'll just have to see. So now it's time for Tiana to go to bed, and James is upstairs just talking to Tiana about how he's always dreamed about opening a restaurant, and he wants all of her dreams to come true too, and he wants to make sure she knows no matter what her dreams are, she can always make them come true if she's willing to work for them. But he also is talking to her about making sure to never lose sight of what really matters. And he's telling her, as much as he would love his own restaurant, at the end of the day, what matters the most to him is her and Cinda and her little brother and his family. So it's really important for James to instill this idea of dreaming big, but also working hard and making sure that love and your family are always important. I would have liked to be able to show her wishing on the little star outside and the frog at her window and all of that, but obviously there's not really any way to do that in The Sims. But it's obvious that, James has had a huge influence on Tiana and who she becomes. And this is just so sweet. It kind of breaks my heart, I'm not gonna lie. But it is a Thursday night. Tiana has school tomorrow, so he does have to go ahead and put her to bed. I mean, it's after 11, so she really should have already been in bed. So it's the next afternoon. It's actually the next evening. And as you can see from the corner here with Cinda and with Tiana as well, it's pretty obvious that the mood in the house is quite somber. And the reason for that is earlier in the afternoon, instead of James coming home at his usual time from work, he never did return, and some time went past after the time he should normally be home from work, and instead of James coming home, a soldier appeared at their door and showed up with an urn. James had tragically passed away in the line of duty, and as you might expect, both Cinda and Tiana were both devastated by this. To be honest, I don't even know if you can tell in the photo, but Bruno was pretty upset as well. And so at this point, Doc and Charlotte have both come over to try and console Tiana and Cinda a little bit. Obviously Doc has been through something very similar with having lost Charlotte's mother, Crystal. And little Charlotte, for her part, I don't believe at this point really even remembers her mom or losing her. So she's not really able to understand where Tiana's coming from in that regard. But she is trying to be a good friend, and she's trying to be there for her cousin / BFF Tiana. I'd honestly imagine she probably feels a little bit helpless because she's only a little girl. She doesn't really know what to do in this case. She just knows that her dear friend, her dear cousin Tiana, is devastated. We know how much of a daddy's girl Tiana was and how much she loved her dad. This is obviously a very hard thing for her to be going through. But I do love that this is giving just one more opportunity for these two girls to just bond even more. And I do think this is something that is going to cause Cinda and Doc to bond over. They've both been through this very similar situation now of having lost the love of their lives. But one thing that I did want to do before the end of the episode, which we are fast coming upon, is I did want to go ahead and age up little Jameson and do his toddler makeover. I figured we should have at least something a little bit happy. Okay, so Jameson aged up. Let's see what trait the game wants to give him. Okay, so it gave him the angelic trait. I actually really love that because I feel like his dad, James, was a pretty angelic type of person. And I kind of feel like, in a way, he's kind of still with us. All right, so let's take a look at little Jameson here. For some reason, the game put him in his cold weather outfit in Cass. So let's take this off so we can see him a little bit better. I do like that he seems to have gotten his mom's blue eyes, since Tiana has the darker eyes. And I do like the idea too of him having a little bit lighter skin tone than his sister, since Tiana ended up being so close to Prince James's coloring. I think he probably would be a little bit darker though, so I probably will adjust that. I don't know that red hair makes a lot of sense, but I'm thinking maybe he's meant to have more of a brownish kind of hair color, like it's meant to be lighter than his sister's. But he is, I feel, I'm going to take these crazy skin details off. Oh my goodness. Like he is a precious little angel. Like I feel like he is going to be so adorable after a makeover. So I'm excited to make him over. And actually, it'll be like 2.5 seconds when you get to see the end result of that. Okay, so as you can see, we are now back with little Jameson, and I just did his toddler makeover. I really hope you like what I did with him. Honestly, I think he is such a cutie pie. I did want to make sure I gave him curly hair. I honestly didn't have a lot of choices of alpha curly hairs that I could give him that were like a brown or a darker brown. So I feel like of all the options, this was the best one. But yeah, he is such a doll. And I sort of thought about like, well, what kind of color should I dress him in? And I was thinking about how Cinda is basically the only one running the house at this point. And we know that Cinda loves light blue. So I'm like, let's be real. She would probably dress this kid in a lot of light blue. So that's what I mostly put in for his outfits. I thought that made a lot of sense. So yeah, hopefully you do like what I did with him. I probably will leave him a toddler for the next episode, even though we'll be aging Tiana up into a teen, because she was a child when he was born. So I think it makes sense to leave him little, at least for a little while longer. So anyway, that is our dear little angelic Jameson. I have a feeling I'm going to love this little guy so much, and I hope you guys too. And with that, I will see you back in the game. So before I end the episode, I did promise last time that I would have Gavin and Ara elope. So that is what we are about to do. I basically just sent them to this lot in, what is the name of the town? The one that comes with the wedding pack. Why am I blanking on what this is called? Anyway, the town, I keep wanting to say Copperdale. No, that's what came in the high school pack. But anyway, the town that came with the wedding pack is where they are at. So that is why, even though it is wintertime, it looks so nice and bright and sunny, and they're able to just be, out here chilling in these kinds of clothes without outerwear of any kind. So anyway, I'm just going to have them elope really quick because I did promise that I would be doing that. So go ahead and get married. It's just these two together. And because this is just an elope ceremony, I didn't have them dressed. Well, I had Gavin dressed sort of like anybody who's getting married would. But for Ara, I thought this is kind of like an outdoorsy kind of thing. Her brother's trying to call her, which is interesting. But yeah, I didn't think it would make sense for her to have like some super fancy wedding dress. For one, it's not really Ara. Like she's more of a like simplistic, modest kind of girl. But the other thing is they're just hanging out outside. It's almost like a beach type of wedding. So it just didn't make sense to me to do that. But as you can see, she still looks totally beautiful. And these two are just so in love. They've actually, by this point in the game, really been together for a long time because they met when they were teenagers. And so I would say it's probably been close to 10 years now that they've known each other, what with Tiana being a child at this point. So they've definitely taken their time to get to know each other. And I did go ahead and I moved her into the castle with everybody as a resident. But I think what will happen at this point is they will probably move out and get their own place. Oh my gosh, what is this? Ara has been removed from the Mistresses Club. I didn't even know she was in that because she no longer meets his mission requirements. Perhaps there are other clubs out there for her. I mean, okay. Like I said, I didn't even know she was in that. I think I have a mod where it like automatically adds Sims to clubs, I think. That is how you know you have too many mods in your game when you're not sure if you have a mod that does something or not. But I'm pretty sure that I do have that. But anyway, I did want to, end this off on something that was a little bit more positive, not quite as depressing, because this was a very, very sad episode. So at least we get to end on a happy note. These two are starting their lives together. King Noel lost some celebrity. I don't feel like that's very realistic. He is the king after all. He wouldn't have the option of being out of the public eye. Anyway, I'm super excited because next episode, we will be aging up. Oh, look, there's the prince we need to get Serena married to. Yeah, that's something else I need to make sure that I do. But yes, the next episode, we are going to be aging up Tiana and Charlotte to teenagers. I can hardly wait. Oh my gosh, these guys found a woohoo bush. They just can't wait for their honeymoon, apparently. But yes, we will be aging up Tiana and Lottie to teenagers. I'm super excited because even though Tiana's story doesn't really start until she's a young adult, we at least are going to get an idea of what she's going to look like and kind of get started on her whole path of being a hardworking kind of girl with a lot of ambition. So anyway, please do let me know in the comments what you thought of today's episode. Don't forget to like the video if you did enjoy it. Oh, and I do want to apologize that it took me so long to get this out. I actually recorded this episode in so many different parts because I'd record a little bit and then there would be some time that would pass and I would have to record some more. I'm not kidding you. I got sick, I feel like 3 or 4 times in the midst of trying to record this. I don't know why it's been so bad for me this year, getting sick, but I have been. Speaking of getting sick, it kind of looked like Ara was getting sick. Anyway, but yes, I even lost my voice. And so obviously when you lose your voice, it makes it a little difficult to record. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but I've really just been having a hard time. But I do apologize that it did take me so long. But yes, don't forget to like the video. If you did enjoy it, drop a comment below. I do always love hearing what you have to say. It honestly does make my day. You all are the best. I'll see you later. Bye.